welcome to your Learn Lab. My name is Seema, and if you're an IGNOU student, you are at the right place. Here we create videos on different IGNOU courses to help you ace your exams. So hit that subscribe button and join me on this learning journey. In today's video, we are going to dive into Indian classical drama. What it is, where it comes from, how it evolved, and who its major voices were. We'll start with a quick definition of drama and then explore the unique journey of drama in India from its Vedic roots to the refined structure of Sanskrit drama. We'll also understand how concepts like Rasa shape performances, and we'll meet some of the most important dramatists like Bhasa, Sudroka, Bhavabhuti, and Kalidasa. By the end of this video, you will have a strong foundation in what makes Indian classical drama so distinctive and influential. So, what exactly is drama? Drama is a literary form, but it's different from reading a novel or a poem. It tells a story through dialogue, the conversations between characters, and also through actions. But it doesn't stop at words. It also includes gestures, movements, facial expressions, and sometimes even dance, music, costumes, and stage design. All these elements help bring the story to life. This is the reason we say drama is a performative art. It's created so that it can be performed in front of an audience, not just read on paper. And of course, it's a team effort. The playwright writes the script, but then you need actors, a director, costume and makeup artists, and of course the audience whose reaction is part of the whole experience. And while there are different kinds of drama across the world, we are going to try to understand the Indian classical drama, starting with the origin and influences. As I mentioned earlier, different civilizations across the globe had their own version of drama. The Greek, the Chinese, the Indians. And that also makes it very difficult to determine when exactly a literary tradition like drama started. But what we can do is trace its influence and evolution to have a realistic understanding of its origins. So, when we talk about Indian classical drama, we are really looking at a long and rich history that begins in the Vedic era. Back then, hymns and rituals already had elements of performance, like dialogue and chant, which later evolved into full-fledged drama. By around 400 CE, the Mahabharata even mentions Nata or performers, showing us that acting had become a recognized art. The big milestone is Bharata's Natyashastra in the 3rd century CE. It is the oldest surviving text on drama, and it treats drama as a sacred gift from the gods. It covers everything: how to act, how to stage a play, how emotions work in performance, and so on. But Indian drama did not grow in a vacuum. There were Greek influences after Alexander's invasion, like the use of mythic plots and chorus-like structures. At the same time, Buddhist and Jain storytelling traditions also played a major role in shaping Indian dramatic themes. We even see all these threads come together in texts like Silapatikaram. And finally, if we compare Indian and Greek drama, Indian drama doesn't have strict tragedy genre like the Greeks did. It also doesn't follow the 3 unities of time, place, and action. Indian plays often move across years and settings, even between heaven and earth. And most importantly, dance and music are central to the Indian tradition. They are not just decorative but part of the story itself. So, let's wrap up this part and move on to the next section, which is the Sanskrit drama, where many of these ideas come together in a more formalized way. Just like in many other cultures, India doesn't have a single form of drama. But one of the most prominent and influential traditions that emerged is Sanskrit drama. Alongside folk theatre and regional forms like Kudiyattam, Sanskrit drama stands out as the most refined and structured. Now, according to Natyashastra, drama wasn't just created to entertain. It had a deeper purpose: to instruct, to uphold justice, to promote prosperity, and ultimately to help the soul on its spiritual journey. And that's also why Sanskrit plays don't end in tragedy. Unlike Greek drama, which often ends in disaster, Sanskrit drama reflects the Hindu belief that death is just a transition. not the end of the story. Let's move on to another important idea in the Sanskrit drama, which is Rasa. Rasa means the emotional flavor or essence of a performance. It's what the audience feels when watching the play. But it's not just about feeling sad or happy, it's also about creating a deep and refined emotional experience, something that's more lasting and almost spiritual. According to Natyashastra, Rasa is created through four key elements. First, we have Vibhava, which is the cause or situation that triggers the emotion. Then Anubhava, the character's visible reaction, like gestures or expressions. Then we have Vyabhichari Bhava, which adds the temporary or passing emotions. And finally, Sthyayi Bhava, the stable or dominant mood that ties it all together. When these come together, they create rasa. And that rasa is considered the highest purpose of drama in this tradition. Alright, let's break this down. How were Sanskrit dramas actually structured? And who spoke what on stage? First, you'll see that Sanskrit drama had clear categories. Two major types stand out. Nataka, which told stories of heroes and myths, and Prakarana, which focused on made-up plots and more everyday characters. Now, the structure of these plays wasn't random. There were 5 stages. It began with Mukha, where the story is introduced. Then came Pratimukha, which built tension. Garbha is where things seem to head towards a goal. Then Vimarsha, the moment of crisis or twist. And finally Nirvahana, where all loose ends were wrapped up. And here's something unique. The plays were bilingual. Sanskrit was used by kings and highborn characters, while characters like servants, women, and children spoke in Prakrit. So even the language told the audience a lot about each character's role in the society. Next, let's look at performance, the people involved, and what happened to Sanskrit drama over time. You'll meet familiar stock figures. The Sutradhar guiding the action, the heroic Nayak, the graceful Nayika, and the Vidushaka are comic relief. Unlike many Western stages of the past, women could perform here. So troops might be all male, all female, or mixed depending on the play. But there were limits. Because of the Sanskrit-Prakrit split and caste-based seating, the audience was mostly upper caste elites in royal courts. Add the strict rules of the Natyashastra and experimentation was tough. As Sanskrit faded from daily speech, these plays lost mass appeal. Still, the form isn't dead. Modern writers like Manmohan Acharya and Prafulla Mishra keep composing new Sanskrit plays and universities stage them, proving the tradition remains an enduring part of India's cultural heritage. Now that we've explored the structure and performance of Sanskrit drama, let's turn to the playwrights, the people who brought this tradition to life. Some of the most influential names include Bhasa, Kalidasa, Bhavabhuti, Sudrakha, and Harsha. These dramatists are considered the pillars of classical Sanskrit theatre. What makes their work so powerful is the way they developed rich characters, engaging plots, and vivid settings, each with a distinct personal style. Even while working within the guidelines of the Natyashastra, almost all of them were connected to royal courts either as recipients of royal patronage or as court poets themselves. That support helped preserve their works over centuries. Alright, let's start our journey through these playwrights with the earliest one we know of, Bhasa. Bhasa is one of the earliest and most daring figures in Sanskrit drama. He probably lived in the city of Ujjain sometime between 3rd and 4th century CE, well before Kalidasa. For centuries, his name survived only in passing references until a scholar in 1909 stumbled upon Swapna Vasavadatta, and just 4 years later, 13 more plays surfaced in Thiruvananthapuram. That discovery changed everything we thought we knew about early Indian theatre. You'll notice Bhasa drew heavily from the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the Puranas, and other legends. Yet, he didn't feel bound by the Natyashastra. He experimented. He showed tragic endings in plays like Urubhanga and Karnabhara, and he even staged violence right in front of the audience. Both big taboos according to Bharata's treatise. Swapna Vasavadatta, his best known drama, mixes a love story with sharp political intrigue as King Udayana must choose between love and a strategic marriage alliance. On top of full length epics, Bhasa also gave us one act pieces and monologues, formats almost unheard of for his time. So, Bhasa's legacy is innovation. He bent the rules, humanized so called villains like Duryodhana and Karna, and paved the way for the golden age of Sanskrit drama. Next, we'll take a quick look at Sudraka and see how he built on and diverged from this foundation. Sudraka is a playwright who is known for bringing more grounded, realistic world to the Sanskrit stage. His name literally means the little servant, but Sudraka is believed to have been a poet king who ruled in Ujjain during the 2nd century CE. He is best remembered for his Prakarana play, Richa Khatika or The Little Clay Cut. It's thought to be an expanded version of Bhasa's incomplete play, Charudatta. This 10-act drama tells the love story between Charudatta, a kind but poor Brahmin merchant, and Vasanta Sena, a wealthy courtesan. Their relationship is challenged by a jealous villain, but unlike in Bhasa's tragedies, his story ends on a happy note. The play is a mix of romance and humor, but what makes it special is its realistic portrayal of urban life, with scenes of crime, poverty, moral struggle, and even satire on the legal system. It brings a slice of society to the stage that many other plays avoided. Sudraka also wrote Vinava Savadatta, Padma Prabridhaka, and a short one-act Bhana. His influence continues today. Girish Karnad's 1984 Hindi film Utsav is widely believed to be based on Mrishcha Khatika. Next, we'll look at Bhavabhuti, whose plays took a more philosophical and emotional turn. Bhavabhuti was a key dramatist from the later period of Sanskrit drama. He lived in the 8th century CE and served as the court poet of King Yashovarman in Kannauj, northern India. Bhavabhuti is best known for his epic-based plays drawn from Ramayana. His Mahavira Charita explores the early life of Rama, while Uttarama Charita deals with the final, more emotionally complex years of Rama's life, as seen in Uttarakhanda. Both are written in Nataka style in 7 acts. But what sets Bhavabhuti apart is his third play, Malathi Madhavan, a Prakarana romance with a twist. The story follows the love of Malathi, a minister's daughter, and Madhava, her beloved. The union is threatened by a forced marriage, a villainous suitor, and even supernatural forces. The play blends romance with horror. It creates a genre which defies experience that's unlike anything else in Sanskrit theatre. Bhavabhuti also breaks from tradition in other ways. He completely omits the Vidhushaka, the comic jester, from his plays. Some critics say that this reflects his own temperament. He didn't find humor easy to express. So he replaced with drama, anger, raudra, and disgust, vibhatsa, evoked through horror and violence. His writing is marked by long poetic descriptions, which some see as elegant, while others feel they slow down the dramatic momentum. Still, his ability to combine heroism, romance, and horror make him truly unique in the Sanskrit tradition. We'll now take a look at Kalidasa, often seen as the golden voice of classical Sanskrit drama. He is the most celebrated name in classical Sanskrit literature, admired both in India and across the world. He is known for his unparalleled poetic brilliance. Drawing inspiration from the Vedas, Puranas, and epics, Kalidasa didn't just retell stories. He reimagined them with emotional richness and lyrical beauty. His major plays include Malavika Agnimitram, about Malavika and King Agnimitra, and Vikramorvasiyam, the romance between King Purvasa and celestial nymph Urvashi. But his most iconic work is Abhignana Shakuntalam, the recognition of Shakuntala, which remains one of the most performed and translated Sanskrit dramas ever written. Kalidasa also gave us 2 powerful epics, Raghuvamsha and Kumara Sambhava, as well as beautifully crafted short poems or Khanda Kavyas. We won't go into the details of his style or themes just yet. That's coming up in the next video, where we will explore his aesthetics and dramatic legacy in more depth. So to sum up, Indian classical drama has deep and diverse roots. Sanskrit drama wasn't just a way to entertain, but a medium to teach, elevate, and emotionally move its audience. From carefully structured plots to the idea of rasa, the emotional essence of a performance, this form of drama was detailed, disciplined, and deeply philosophical. And the legacy lives on, thanks to brilliant playwrights and ongoing academic interest. If you're studying literature or drama, understanding this tradition is like opening a window into ancient India's cultural and artistic imagination. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, drop it into the comment section. If you like this, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to your Learn Lab. Until next time, happy learning.